So guys, welcome back. In today's video, we're actually going to be breaking down the 5 things you're going to need in order to scale to 100k per year with your social media marketing agency in 2023, 2024, and in 2025 and beyond. These are not gimmicks. These are things you absolutely must need. I'm not talking from theory here. I'm talking from physical, real world practice. And if you guys want to see a 1 hour and 45 minute long haul, a longer version of this where I go through an entire case study, like I said, it's almost like a movie on SMMA. It's 1 hour and 45 minutes long, so block off adequate amount of time if you want to see that. I will link the link, below in the comment section or something like that, or in the description. It will definitely be in the description. You can watch that, learn everything you need to know about SMMA, going from A to Z, as well as my journey and what everybody else has done. Hundreds of other students have done in order to scale to that. At least get their first client, quit their jobs, fly their parents, make 10k, make 15k a month, make 20k a month. It's all there in that particular case study. Anyway, guys, let's actually break down this list of things that we're actually going to need. So I'm looking over here just because I've got a couple of notes. The first thing you're going to need, guys, is a niche with a problem. And here's what I mean by that. Some people these days just don't understand what a niche is. They don't even understand what a pain problem is. But you need a group of people that have very similar characteristics as each other, that have a very similar problem that you know how to fix. You yourself don't need to know how to do this, by the way, so I could probably just retract that last bit. But you need to find a group of people that have a very specific and painful problem, and they have very similar characteristics. AKA, let's say it's very easy for me to say this example, even though it's not really SMMA, but let's say you're a online coach and you help people that are overweight get into healthy weight. Well, what you would do there is you would go and find groups, for example, and you know what their pain problem is, like AKA weight loss. Weight loss would be the pain problem. They actually want to lose weight. So what you need to do is find a group of business owners that have a very similar problem, that have a very similar business, AKA real estate agents, accountants, home renovation businesses, solar businesses that offer solar panels and stuff like that. Renewable energy businesses is what you would probably call those as well. But you want to find a group of people that have a specific problem. Now, the reason for this, and the reason why this is number one, and this will always be number one, even though it's the most boring. Yes, I know niche research is boring, but it's the most important bit. Without this, you don't have anything. Here's the big mistake most people make. They start an agency, right? Start a social media marketing agency because they see all these gurus talking about making 10k a month, making 10k a month, making 10k a month. And they watch the video and they hear Facebook ads and they hear like e-commerce brands. So they just go like this. Oh, Facebook ads, I'm going to grab that too. E-commerce brands, I'm going to grab that too. I'm just going to combine them together. And there we go. I've got an agency now. And they start doing cold outreach to all these different e-commerce brands and nothing works for them for months. It happened to me. It took me 16 months, like I said, and like I've been mentioning in my videos, like you'll see in the case study as well. It took me literally 16 months of failing before I was even able to close my first client. And that was only a $1,000 per month client for 3 months. It felt great at the time, but when I think back now, like working 16 months, going broke for 16 months just to get one client. I mean, yes, technically it was worth it. But in the time, I was like, damn, this is probably not worth it. Now, obviously, now that I've achieved what I've achieved, obviously it was worth it because that was like what you call proof of concept. So guys, you're going to need a niche with a painful problem. And the problem needs to be very painful. It needs to be so painful, in fact, that these people will pay you money in order to solve their problem. That's how business works. Supply, a demand. There needs to be a demand for it. I like to call this giving Susie what Susie wants for lunch. The best way to find a niche with a painful problem is you go out there and you do what you call first-hand market research, where you're actually going out there and you're actually talking to your niche. This is the way you know you're messing up, right? If you in your own head think, oh, I think I should offer this to this niche, it's wrong. You are not your niche. Unless you're your niche, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be your niche. I'm an online coach, which is why I do help online coaches now and stuff like that with their personal branding and, landing clients and their sales funnels and stuff like that. I do help them with that. But that's because I know what my own pain problems are as an online coach. Most of the time, if you're trying to do Facebook ads for real estate agents, most of you aren't real estate agents. So you need to go and actually speak to some real estate agents. I know it might feel uncomfortable. It might feel a bit weird, but that's just life. In fact, the more uncomfortable you are in life, the better your life's going to be. The more uncomfortable you are right now, the more comfortable you're going to be in the future. I'm telling you right now, most of the time when I'm finding stuff to do, like my next steps in business, I always think to myself, what's the most uncomfortable steps? What makes me the most uncomfortable? And I actually use it as like a barometer of that's what I should be doing next. The things that makes me uncomfortable are the things that I know I need to be doing next. Anyway, a niche with a painful problem. You go out there, you do first-hand market research by actually going to your niche, not trying to sell them anything, and just asking them what their main pain problems are in their business, What would they like to solve in their business? What is it like to even be a real estate agent? Those sorts of questions. Then what they're going to do is you're going to start collecting answers, and you're going to start seeing a common denominator throughout them, or something similar. That's when you start building your solution or your services around that problem. You need to train your ears for this. What people complain about is your opportunities. Remember that. When people complain about something, don't just hear it as a complaint, hear it as a new opportunity. Oh, these people keep complaining about this said thing. Well, maybe I should offer a solution around that said thing. That's how you actually make money. That's what the best businesses are around. Look at Uber. Uber came into a market that was oversaturated and completely just revamped it. They just changed everything, changed the game. But they will listen to what people's pain problems are. They thought about it and did it in a very different way. That's a very good point as well, the end of it. Doing it in a slightly different way than everybody else as well. So for example, if people are offering Facebook ads on a monthly service, why don't you offer a done for you service or a online course instead and sell that to business owners, because they'll probably want to learn it themselves as well. That's still service delivery, guys. Just because you're not physically there in your service delivery and doing it one-to-one doesn't mean it's not service delivery. I actually find that these days that most people can actually get better results if you're actually out of the service delivery. Sounds weird. I know this is kind of going into a little bit more advanced stuff, but think outside the box as well, guys. The second thing you're going to need, obviously, to start a social media marketing agency is all the tools, the resources, such as like you're going to need a website. And by the way, when I say website, please don't spend more than 2 days even thinking about a website. You're going to need but obviously you're going to need a brand name. You are definitely going to need a brand name. It's not that important. I would just call your agency your friggin' name to begin with, or your initials, like MCG agency. There you go. This is literally what my agency is called. Even though we're a consulting agency now, that's what we're called, MCG agency. I am not even joking. You're going to need a website, which by the way, I'm actually revamping my website. I've actually come up with a brand new kind of like influence academy.io. So that will be coming very soon. You're going to need an email, obviously professional domain. I actually highly recommend get a professional domain. A professional domain, by the way, for those people that don't know, is not a Gmail account. A Gmail account is like montel@gmail.com. Instead, what you want is montel@mcgagency.com. There you go. That would be what you call a professional domain. You're going to need a calendar software. I highly recommend, if you've got no money right now, you go and use something called Calendly. Calendly is completely free, or you can use Acuity scheduling. That's the one I use, just because it has a little bit, one extra feature that Calendly doesn't, which is like a client section where you can see all your clients. I don't know if Calendly is updated yet. You guys let me know in the comment section. You're going to need a payment processor so you can actually get paid. You're going to need you can either register a business, and this is not legal advice, by the way. I think I have to say that. You can register a business, but I wouldn't register a business until you was making at least 3K a month. And that's £3,000, by the way. So that's like 4,000 USD. I wouldn't worry about that. I would operate as a sole proprietor or a sole trader over here in the UK. Just make sure you have a separate bank account to keep your personal expenses and your business expenses separate. And by the way, a business account, right? When you're a sole trader, you can actually just go and get what you call a secondary personal account, and it's used that as like a business account. Like what I mean by that is, you know, like how you might have a normal bank account right now. Just go to your same banking provider and just say, can I open another, day-to-day, I think it's just called a current account over in the UK. Just open a secondary personal current account, but pretend it's a business account and just only spend stuff, and only, all your money goes into that account, your business money goes into that account, and your personal finances are separate. Just keep them separate. It's going to be very helpful for your accountant down in the future, which, by the way, that you don't need an accountant just yet, not until down in the future. So don't worry about all of that. And by the way, you don't need a degree, you don't need to be an expert, and you don't need no fancy office or business cards or anything like that. That's a waste of time. So the next thing you're going to need is a team. The reason why you need a team, guys, from the beginning, I actually recommend you find a solid person you trust to handle the service delivery. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot start this entire business by yourself. Even look at the movie, I think it's called The Network, or is it Network, where they're talking about like Facebook and how Mark Zuckerberg actually founded Facebook. Even he knew he needed a team, so he went out there and started looking for team members and stuff like that that are really good at coding. And the reason why you want a team is because you can't do all of this alone. You need to be able to focus on your main job as a CEO to begin with is going to be getting clients. It's hard enough getting clients, never mind having to get clients and then service the clients you get and then still be able to get clients. Here's what I actually see a lot of people do when it comes to this SMMA stuff. It's almost like juggling You know, like when you spin plates, you see those circus acts where they spin plates. Well, imagine you can't really spin plates and you're putting all your effort into spinning just one plate. Spinning just this one plate is the embodiment of landing your first client. So you're spinning this plate, and you finally get it to spin, and you've got it kind of like stable. It took all your energy just to get like one client, basically. And by the way, it's very difficult to get your first client, but once you get number one, it gets easier and easier and easier and easier and easier. But you've spent all this energy getting this one plate spinning, right? Then what people like to do for some reason, maybe it's because they don't understand that a business is a team, is that they try to do the service delivery as well for that one client that they've got. So now what they end up doing is trying to juggle 2 plates at once, you know, doing outreach and getting clients, and then the service delivery. So they're like this, trying to spin 2 different plates. I know I look like a friggin' retard doing that, but what eventually happens is they drop the first plate. So now that their outreach is done, and that's one very bad sign of a business, when you've got no leads in your pipeline. So the pipeline gets dropped, AKA you're not doing outreach anymore. You're not setting up meetings. You don't have meetings lined up anymore. So that's dropped now. And you've got all this energy, right, going into this one plate, and you've got no clients coming in. So now you're working with this one client, and then eventually what might happen is you might lose that client, or they might just cycle off. And because you haven't been doing any outreach, you're back at square zero now, because that client's left. So both plates have dropped. What I'd rather you do is you spin one plate, learn your service delivery to the point where you can actually sell it, and then outsource it to somebody from the very beginning. So you're going to need a team. That's the back end, by the way. The front end as well, I do recommend getting somebody. And by the way, when you actually get a media buyer or a team member that actually does your Facebook ads for you, or whatever your service delivery is for you, I know I like to use the example of Facebook ads just because you guys understand. It's very cliche. I'm not saying Facebook ads is the one to offer, but you know what I'm trying to say, guys. Just giving you like a service you can work with. You can imagine in your head. So let's say Facebook ads is your service. When you get a media buyer, right, the person that actually runs the Facebook ads, you don't actually have to pay them right there and then on like day one, aka you found a media buyer before you even got a client. Do you still pay your media buyer right here, right now? No, you don't. You actually go and get a client first. You get your media buyer. They're kind of like sat there waiting for you to get a client. Then what you do is you get a client and you pass them over to your media buyer. And I recommend you do it that way, because you're going to get access to an expert. Your client's going to get access to an expert. And not only that, but you can actually leverage their results, their previous results, as your own results to attract new clients in the door. So that's the back end stuff. The front end stuff, I actually recommend getting somebody to help you with as well. Get virtual assistants. I'm not joking. You can get somebody for $3 an hour to send you outreach instead of you doing outreach all yourself. Hire and train. And by the way, this is exactly what I've been teaching inside of H-Traumatation. That is still open for enrollment. Go click below, watch the demo of that. It won't be a waste of your time. Put it that way. I can guarantee you that. So long story short, that's the front end. Getting somebody to help you with outreach as well, aka the hybrid system is what I'd recommend for that. Number 4, I've already mentioned this, is the 4th thing you need is you're going to need a portfolio. Yes, you're going to need a portfolio and some way to market that portfolio, because what it is basically you're going to be leveraging results to attract clients in the door initially, aka find a media buyer, get their results, market them online all over the place. Like, this is what we've been able to do for this client, this is what we'll be able to do for this client, this is what we've been able to do for this client, and you start talking about what you've been able to do, which leads me on to point number 5, last but not least, is you're going to need some sort of, I call these days in 2023, I call them what you call an authority funnel. An authority funnel is a funnel that people go down where they learn about your authority, who you are, your journey, the results you're able to produce. It's almost like it's what you call a case study funnel, almost like what I've created for you guys. It shows the authority, it gives you a demonstration of your services. It's basically like a salesperson as well. And what it is basically a video. You can maybe make it 25 to 45 minutes long, right? And it's a video of you explaining with your media buyer some case study results, what you're able to do. It breaks down people's limiting beliefs. It explains that you understand their pain problems. It's just a video that people watch, aka you can do it that way. That's what you call the video sales letter. That's what you call a VSL, video sales letter. Just Google video sales letter. You come across all of them. Look into Russell Brunson if you want help with that. A video sales letter. Or you can actually create using something like ChatGPT, which is an AI software, artificial intelligence software. You can create maybe like a free ebook. A free ebook is a good way to do that. So Facebook ads for real estate agents, the top tips, and then make like a 5 to 10 page ebook, maybe a little bit longer than that, using ChatGPT, because that actually is powerful enough to do something like this, and put all of your greatest knowledge into the ebook itself. I'm pretty sure you've seen gurus do this, where they've got like a free book, but you just have to pay shipping, as they say. That paying shipping, by the way, is you're not really paying shipping for it. What you're doing is you're actually offsetting the ad cost, which brings me on to my next point. Another way you can create a funnel that's an authority funnel is you can put together like a $47 mini course on your services. I'm not joking. Who's doing this? Think about it. This is new, fresh ideas for agency. I'm letting the cat out of the bag. I probably shouldn't even be saying this on YouTube for free, so definitely drop a like. What you can actually do is you could, let's say you're offering TikTok, right? TikTok short form content stuff, and you're offering that for e-commerce brands. You could create like a 3 to 4 week miniature course on what an e-commerce brand needs to do in order to get their short form content, in order to get user generated content, in order to actually start running TikTok ads. And you can sit there and create this with like a media buyer. If you don't know this, you can get like somebody who knows this stuff, and you can actually get them in and just pay them maybe, or you give them like a commission on all the sales that it generates. And what you can do is you can create like a mini course basically on your services and sell it with Facebook ads to your niche. But what this actually serves as is what you call a low ticket offer. A low ticket offer is something that you sell for like $47 and below. Like it's normally $97 and below. So $47, by the way, is a very good price point, because that will allow you to offset the ad cost. This is a little bit more advanced, but I'm telling you right now, it's an extremely good way to get clients. You can offer a 47 mini course on Facebook ads for real estate agents, for example. Sell that to real estate agents for $47 using Facebook ads. And what that's going to allow you to do is every time somebody buys that $47 course from you, right? Because you've now generated a customer, but they've paid you $47, it might cost you like $30 per new sale. So you're actually going to be making around $17 per customer, but that customer, you upsell them on your actual one-to-one services instead. So now you've got a 1.5K per month client. AKA, this is what it's going to work like. This is exactly how it works from start to finish. You create a mini course on Facebook ads for real estate agents. Then you start creating, content around that. You then start getting into advertising, AKA you start running ads on your mini course, like a mini course for $47. You enroll, get people to enroll into that, and they pay you $47 for that. That then is what you call offsetting your advertising cost, because obviously it costs money to advertise. So every time somebody buys that, you've got what you call a cost per acquisition. It costs you to acquire a new customer, but this offsets your cost for $47. You got $47 every time somebody comes in. I mean, you're not going to get rich off of this, but that's not the point. You're not trying to get rich off your mini course. Where the real money comes through is because you've now generated a new customer. You've got a qualified lead that's actually bought something from you for $47. So the likelihood of them buying something else from you and stepping up is very high. So all the people that have actually, and obviously you need a good back-end system for this, a very good back-end system, by the way. So this is not for like amateurs or beginners, but I'm just wanting to put this out there. I mean, you can probably learn this within a month or 2 months if you just read one of like Russell Brunson's books, to be honest with you. Or like you can literally go right now and read the book Sell Like Crazy, and you will learn all of this. Or you could actually just go and click the link below and actually work with me, and I'll actually be teaching you this inside the one-to-one stuff. But anyway, long story short, you put together a $47 million course. People come in, it offsets the cost, and then what you do is you start upselling people onto your one-to-one services. It's a great way to get clients, by the way. Not many people mention that. Dropping some real gold for you guys. So those are the 5 things you're actually going to need. So I'll just recap. Number 1 is you're going to need a niche with a painful problem. Number 2 is you're going to need all the tools, resources, such as your website, email, calendar, computer, payments, processor, and make sure you've got a nice business bank account as well. Make sure you're registered legally as well if you're in a state that requires that. Don't worry too much about that, and don't worry too much about accountants and paying tax and all that sort of stuff. That comes later down the line. You've got, I think you've got over in the UK, you've got like 18 months. You've got the first year. You only pay tax after your first year, and you only pay tax on the profits you make. Not only that, but you've got 6 months to file it as well. So you've got 18 entire months to worry about that. Don't worry too much about it. That's not tax advice, not legal advice, but I'm just giving you that as educational purposes. I think I have to say that, by the way. So that's number 2, tools, resources, that sort of stuff. Number 3 is you want a team for your back end, and you want a team for your front end to help you with outreach, because there's no way you're going to compete with somebody like me or somebody else who's running an agency right now that's doing 50 outreach per day, 100 outreach per day, 500 outreach per day. You're not competing with that if you're just doing it by yourself. Then you're also going to need a portfolio, because you're going to market that. You get that from a media buyer. And then you're going to need some sort of authority funnel, aka system to set meetings consistently. You can either use what you call an authority funnel, or you can use that. You can go to Age Fermentation right now below, and you can actually learn the hybrid system to set meetings consistently. Those are the 2 systems you can actually leverage. Anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to drop a like. Those are the 5 things you need in order to make 100K with SMA in a year. It's not too difficult, guys. Honestly, it's not too difficult. You just need 7 clients at 1.5K each. You've got this, guys. You've got this. Anyway, guys, hope you're doing well. Stay safe out there. And if you guys are interested in working with me one-to-one, I'll leave the link below. Or if you want to watch out that, check out the case study, check that out. It links below as well. I'll make it abundantly clear which one you should click. Or if you just want to enroll in Age Fermentation, you can click below and watch the demo as well. Anyway, guys, that's enough plugging for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe. Peace.